Hi, this is Michele Yamazaki from Toolfarm, and today I'm going to show you how to use multiple plugins together to create a roller disco scene with a modern twist, sort of a tribute to Xanadu. So the neon lights I'm going to create will be generated with Trapcode 3D Stroke, and I'll apply Video Copilot Twitch to it to change the color of the light and add some flicker to it. I'll use some Trapcode Starglow on top of that to give it that electric glow. The clip of the skating woman is from Crowd Control, found at footage.toolfarm.com or along the top tab of our site. Now, the small clips start at $10 and they go up to $50 for the extra large HD clips. There are over 45,000 royalty-free clips available in different sizes. And once you have them in your library, you can use them on whatever you like and as many projects as you like. The search engine is very helpful. You can narrow down the search by age, gender, movements, travel path, body parts, career, historical periods, a lot of other options. These are all actors doing different things. You can make your own crowds, hence the name Crowd Control. As I mentioned earlier, they're all pre-keyed, so there's no need to key or rotoscope. And they're very clean, there's no motion blur on them. We'll talk a little bit about that later. And any purchase clips are available immediately. It's free to register and search through the clips, and when you register, you can download free stuff. So I downloaded this clip from Crowd Control of the skating girl, and I brought her into After Effects. I'll drag this to the Create New Comp button at the bottom of the project window, and this will create a new composition that's the same size and duration of the clip, which is perfect for this project. I'm going to leave the skater alone for now and move to the background with the neon text. What I'm going to do here is use the Type tool and type Disco in all caps using the font Bauhaus 93. It's a font I've always liked, but I really don't have a lot of opportunity to use it. I'm making this text pretty darn large, and I'll place it right in the middle of the screen. I'll be applying 3D stroke to my layer, which needs to be applied to masks. So I'm going to convert my text to masks by selecting the text layer and going to Layer, Create Masks from Text. This will turn off the visibility of the original text layer, but leave it in my comp, and give me a new layer of the outlines. So on this Disco Outlines layer, I'm going to apply 3D stroke. I'm setting the color to light gray, and I'm setting the stroke width to about 7. Under Transform, I'll rotate the text a bit and make it more interesting, and I also want to enable the repeater to give it that funky duplication look. Now I want this to happen randomly, so I'm going to use a simple wiggle expression. This is one you want to remember. Wiggle, and then the amount in parentheses. The first number is how many times per second. The second number is how far you want that to deviate from the original. Wiggle, and in parentheses, 0.5, 3. I'm going to move the position over a bit so my skater has a bit more room. I want to give the zigzag lightning effect you saw in the video, and that's easily added with the pen tool. I want to make sure Roto Bezier is turned off for this one. Just add it right to the text outlines layer. To make this look like neon and get some color changes going, I'm going to be adding Starglow and Video Copilot Twitch. First, adding Starglow, I'll mainly use the defaults. I'll set the stroke length to 7, and I'll use the Chemistry preset for Color Map A and the Mars preset for Color Map B. To add the color changes and luminance shifting, I'm using Video Copilot Twitch, so I'll enable color and lighting so they show up and are editable. Now nothing happens with this plugin until I make some changes. So under color, I'll set the amount to 200 and the color twitches per second to 4.90. Under light, I'll set the amount to 9.00 and the light twitches per second to 1.60. I'm also changing the value of the unique light seed. I also want to add some stuttery movement to my skater, so I'll apply Twitch to the video layer. This time I want to enable time, so Twitch will randomly jump all over the duration of the skater clip. I'll set the time amount to 60 and leave the rest as is. Now here's a preview. The footage from Crowd Control is very clean and has no motion blur. Motion blur is easy enough to apply in post with Revision Effects ReelSmart Motion Blur. If you've applied other blurs to footage, trying to get that motion blur effect, you'll notice that it blurs the whole frame. Now ReelSmart Motion Blur focuses in on the motion, and it applies the blur only to those moving areas. But here's the clip with ReelSmart Motion Blur applied. Now this is just the default settings, and you can see what a huge impact it has on the natural look of the video. I also want to put a little Starglow on the skater, and mainly to pick up the whites in the skates. I'm leaving it at the defaults, but turning the threshold to 193. Lastly, I want to add the background. I've added a new solid with a ramp applied that goes from black to gray. I want to give the impression of an infinite space. Now, the shapes on the floor are created with Tiffen DFX Filter Suite's gobos. Now, this is a plugin that's very versatile, and I've used it to add window shadows behind my actor or sunlight coming through trees on the grass, and now I'm going to throw some disco lights on the ground. I've set the color, but I want to put another wiggle expression on it. Wiggle, and in parentheses, 0.5, 100, so that it wiggles every half second up to 100 degrees from the original color on a 360-degree color wheel. Next, I set the gobo to a large star outline, which is under the gobo parameter under graphics and this pull-down menu. And I'm going to set a hold keyframe and then change it to hearts further down the line so that it will change on the floor. And I also rotated and sheared the angle to make it look like it was on the ground. All this is under the DVE settings under gobo. Now, on top of all this, I could use an adjustment layer and use a gel from Tiffen DFX Filter Suite or Magic Bullet Looks to give it some consistent overall color. Here's Magic Bullet Looks with the preset, and I think it looks pretty nice with this project. I went to soundcloud.com and I found a Creative Commons licensed track called Falling in Love by Mo C. So there you go, multiple plugins stacked on layers used to generate background elements and random effects with a little bit of natural motion blur. All plugins shown in this video are available at toolfarm.com. Save 5% with Toolfarm's everyday discount. Also, crowd control footage is available at footage.toolfarm.com or linked from the top tabs. Register and download some free clips. So this is Michele Yamazaki from Toolfarm. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.